What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Entitled Parents. I think you're going to enjoy this one. Entitled Mum labels me the office lady for wearing a swimsuit at a surf school. I'm a surf instructor at a surf school on the beach. It was the end of the day. I had just finished my final class. I'd done 5-hour-long classes in a row and I was covered in water and wet sand, so I just wanted to get the thing off me and maybe go for a swim before I left the beach. Now, I assume OP is talking about a wetsuit in this instance. I was in the surf shack we're based in with 3 co-workers who I'll call Sam, Joe and Mick. Names changed, but Sam in real life has an equally gender-neutral name. I texted my boyfriend, who confirmed he was 5 minutes away. I'd already finished my part of the closing up process, so while Sam put the close sign on the door and locked up the filing cabinet, and Joe and Mick sorted out the wetsuits and put the boards back in their holders, I left the boys to finish up and went to the changing area to strip off my wetsuit. I'd gotten down to my tankini when I heard a loud, nasally, American accented voice. It was, of course, an entitled mother.
Excuse me? Hello? Service, please?
Seeing the boys were occupied, I pulled on my skirt and went to the door. Now, this entitled mother did not look like a stereotypical Karen. Long hair, tanned, wearing a bikini with a big floppy beach hat and a sarong around her waist. Her daughter was with her. She looked around 10 to 12 years old and was like her mum's mini-me, but she didn't speak once during this encounter, so I don't know if she's entitled or not. Hi, can I help you?
You can start by putting some clothes on.
My tankini is covering about the same amount of skin as a one-piece would, aside from a strip of exposed skin by my waist. And I'll admit that the neckline is kind of low, but this entitled mother is literally wearing a bikini with way more exposed skin than me. I reply with customer service mode activated. I'm very sorry, miss. Sam, can you grab my shirt, please? He throws my tank top at me and I pull it on. Better?
Not really. Is there anyone else who can take care of us?
Wait, so this entitled mother doesn't even want to speak to this worker because she's wearing a swimsuit. Makes a lot of sense. Sorry, my co-workers are a little busy right now. We're closing up.
Fine. I want to sign my daughter up for classes tomorrow.
I start to talk her through the availability slots, when we can fit her kid in, prices, and requirements. While I do this, I'm gesturing with my hands and leaning over the counter to point out some stuff on the sign-up sheet. The entitled mum interrupts me.
I'm sorry, don't you have a sweatshirt or something?
It's the middle of summer in a heat wave on a beach. I'm now clinging to my customer service smile because I'm still technically on the clock. I'm sorry, no, I don't. Would you like me to carry on?
Is there anyone else I can speak to? You're making my daughter feel self-conscious.
At this point, I just give up on being polite. No, you're making me feel self-conscious. It's summer, it's a beach, it's a heat wave. I do not have another shirt. Everything that needs to be covered is covered, and with all due respect, you're wearing less than I am. Sam, wearing a t-shirt and denim shorts, hears all of this and recognizes my tone as my I'm about to snap tone. So he looks at me, I nod at him, and he jumps in. I'd be happy to help you, miss. My name is Sam. OP, why don't you go—
Wait, Sam is a guy?
Last I checked.
I thought you were a girl.
Sorry to disappoint. The entitled mother turns to me.
Do you think it's appropriate to wander around like that when there's a young man nearby?
And then she says to Sam,
You should report her to HR.
It's a beach. People walk around in less all the time.
It's inappropriate.
You're wearing a bikini.
I'm not working, she is.
You do know this is a surf school? Mick and Joe hear the noise. The entitled mother hasn't raised her voice or yelled or anything, but they can hear the tone of the conversation and decide they should step in just in case. Mick and Joe are both wearing board shorts and flip-flops with no shirts. Mick comes up behind me. Is there a problem here? Joe at Mick's side says, Anything we can help with? The entitled mother's eyes go wide. She looks between me and the 3 boys in shock and horror. The entitled mum recovers herself.
I was just saying that—
She was just telling me to put some clothes on. You know this is a beach, right? If anything, she's overdressed. The entitled mum can see she's not going to persuade me to magically summon more clothing to wear, and you can tell from her eyes she knows the boys won't agree with her. Then, a thought hits her like a brick to her hollow head.
Just what were you 4 doing back there?
Closing up?
I'm not stupid.
I beg to differ.
You're telling me she answered the door practically naked and y'all wearing barely anything, but nothing's going on here?
Mick jokingly says, OP, we've told you not to answer the door naked. I laugh.
Don't you laugh at me, you little idiot. I know what's going on here, you perverts.
Sam, who is gay, is an all-out, doubled-over peals of laughter. The entitled mum's daughter looks really embarrassed and is bright red with her face in her hands. You think that? He trails off mid-sentence in favor of more laughing.
Oh sure, everyone protects the office lady.
Joe literally falls to the floor, clutching his stomach laughing. Yeah, now if you don't mind, we're mid-orgy, so get in or get out. It's just then that my boyfriend shows up. My boyfriend sees me, Joe, Sam, and Mick weeing ourselves laughing. The entitled mum's looking homicidal, and the daughter is bright red with her face in her hands. Everything okay here? My boyfriend comes over and gives me a hug, and I get the frankly genius idea to pull him in for a kiss in full view of the entitled mother. She screeches some demonic noise that only dogs can hear and stomps off, her poor daughter in tow, and that's the last we ever heard from her. I love that line from Mick, just putting this entitled parent in her place. Good job to that guy. But you're gay, so that means your son is gay, so he has to go on a date with my son. Not really how that works, but okay. This happened over the weekend. My wife, son, and I went to a movie. We tried to have one family day a week. We had just gotten our tickets to see Yesterday, the movie about everyone forgetting the Beatles, and we were in line to get snacks. Our family had been to this movie theatre many times, and because of this, my wife and I, we're lesbians, felt safe holding hands and acting like we're a couple. No PDA, mind you. This normally doesn't attract any attention in the area the theatre is in. Today, however, it got us into an odd situation. My son offered to pay for snacks and drinks at the movie, so we started heading over to the concession area. My wife and I stood to the side while our son ordered. An entitled mum, an embarrassed teen, and an embarrassed dad walked up behind us in line. I could hear the entitled mum say something along the lines of, isn't that sweet? I assumed she meant that it was sweet of my son to pay for us, but I didn't say anything. Excuse me? My wife and I looked at her and instinctively let go of each other's hands just in case. Yes, Mom? I just wanted to say that you and your partner are so cute together. I have recently found a new respect for gay people. My son just came out. Now her embarrassed teen's face went bright red and he nudged his mum slightly with his elbow. What? You should be proud of who you are. We should find you a boyfriend so you can be as happy as these ladies. Well, thank you, Mom, and I'm happy for you and your son. At this point, my son turned back to us and handed us our drink cups. The entitled mum gasped a little and whispered something to her son. It's important to note that our son is very handsome. He takes pride in his appearance and works out with my wife on a near daily basis. I may be a bit biased, but I think my son is the most handsome kid out there. We started walking away from the concession area to get to our theatre when our son got a tap on the shoulder. It was the embarrassed teen. Excuse me? What's up? I was wondering if you wanted to go out with me to get coffee sometime? I'm sorry, man, I'm straight, but if you want to hang out and play some video game I forgot the name of, I'm in. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. They exchanged numbers and made plans to hang out. We then started towards our theatre again, while the embarrassed teen walked back to his entitled mum and embarrassed dad who had just finished getting their stuff. Just as we were about to get into the theatre, we heard the entitled mum shouting, What? What do you mean he's straight? He's not straight. Where is he? Oh snap. Now I tend to get a bit overprotective of my son, so my wife told me that she was going to take the lead here so that things didn't escalate too hard, which I thought was fair. We stood in the hall and waited for the entitled mum to stomp over to us. She did not disappoint. How dare you reject my son? I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm straight. It's not just your son I'm not interested in, it's all boys. What do you mean? Is my son not good enough for you? This whole time, the embarrassed teen and embarrassed dad were trying to calm down their crazy mum, but to no avail. Mom, I'm interested in girls. I'm not interested in boys. Your son and I have just made plans to hang out as friends, though. Oh no, honey, he shouldn't have said that. You friend-zoned my son? My wife said, Mom, my son has made it clear that he is not interested in dating your son. Please leave us alone. But you're gay. That means that he's gay, so he has to date my son. Mom, that's not how sexuality works. Yes, it is. Why would you adopt a straight child as a gay couple? I literally can't believe what I'm reading. Because, son, don't. It will just make it worse. Why won't you date my son? I want a real reason. Is being straight not a good enough reason? Not even close. My son could turn you and you won't know unless you try. The embarrassed teen then says, Mom, knock it off, he's not interested, he's straight, I'm fine with that. The only person that is upset about the two of us not dating is you. Wow, fair play to this guy for standing up against his crazy mum. I'm trying to get you a hot boyfriend, I'm trying to be a supportive parent. They started fighting between themselves, so we used that as a distraction to get out of there and into the theatre, which thankfully was already dark so they wouldn't be able to see us. My son got a text from the embarrassed teen when he turned his phone back on after the movie, apologising for his mum and also cancelling their plans because my mum doesn't want you around me unless it's a date. My son just laughed it off and said it was fine. People be crazy sometimes, and entitled parents be crazy all the time. Anyway, that is the end of today's episode of r/entitled parents. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, click the video on screen right now for some more.